uh, part two, and part two only because I had to leave. I have kids, so took priority, especially when you hear some random crying. But let's get back. Let's get back into what we were talking about earlier. Again, the article: NBA players who've been in the same place too long. I want to do things I see on Bleacher Report, maybe Yahoo Sports, things like that. Anything I find interesting, and then bring it to make a list out of this. We talked about Harrison Barnes. Trying to think of some teams he could potentially go to. Realize offensively he's excellent. Does everything pretty well as far as high value, just player, just role player. He's good. When it comes to the defense, he's almost as bad as it can get. So, I did not realize that. So that makes it not necessarily difficult to trade, but you just got to find the right fit for him. Because I was thinking maybe a Tobias Harris thing, even though I know Tobias makes more money. But when you look at the metrics, Tobias is very good offensively and very good defensively. So you can't really do that. That just makes Philly worse. Probably a better offensive club just by a smidge, but defensively they'd be a lot worse. Um, unless he went to a young team, but I couldn't see him at this stage of his career wanting to go to a young team. It had to be like an up and coming team that is already on the rise. But I'll get off Harrison Barnes. Talked about him a little bit. DeMar DeRozan's next. DeMar, let's see what this part says, and I agree. DeMar needs to get off the Bulls, but they said 125 over 121 the past three seasons. He has averaged 25 and a half points a game. Let's see. This average for the Bulls have always come with shaky defense, high usage, and a lack of value as an off-ball spacer. The high floor also comes with a low ceiling, particularly when he's paired with other mid-career players. Okay, we'll take a look at that. He's set to become a free agent. Let's take a look. Let's do this. Let's look at his contract. Let's see what DeMar's. And I don't know how to spell DeRozan. I feel like it's oh. Oh, they spelled it right for me. They knew who I was talking about. All right. Ooh. Okay, hold up. Why it says 2024 cap hit? Oh no, this is okay. Don't know. Didn't need that coming up, right? On DeMar DeRozan. Hey, look, came up said suspicious. Ooh, scared me. Anyway, we're looking at 2023, 2020. Oh, next season. Okay, cap hit 28. What is he making? Yeah, so 28 million. Does he have an out? This has to be the last year. Did I read it wrong? Um, is this the last year of his contract? This is the last year of his contract, and he was making 28 million. I feel like that should be tradable, very tradable. Let's just check to make sure because I would assume offensively he's very good to excellent, and probably has been for a little while for the Bulls. If I had to take a guess, yeah, he's very good offensively. 47% from the floor. Doesn't turn the ball over that often. Seems like he gets to the free throw line a good bit at 18.5%. Good in transition, overall in the half court. Good offensively. Let's look at his playing styles because it looks like that was the issue. They want him to get off the ball. So I don't know. In my series, looking for the next star, as you see, there's two typical things that you look for that show offensively those offensive guys. Pick and roll ball handler, being very good to excellent. Same thing with isolation, and then we clearly see here the pick and roll ball handling is excellent. Isolation is excellent. In terms, you have a top scorer, 25 points a game while he's been with the Bulls. What did he average this year? So we can kind of get an idea. He averaged 23, 47%. What did he shoot from three? Because that's been the big knock on his game. Shot 34% from three. That's Not terrible for him. Let's see, career-wise. Take that off. 84%. Well, career-wise, if you're shooting, well, he didn't shoot 34, he shot 33. But if you're shooting 29% from three, I wonder if, you know what I'm thinking? They must be taking off the heaves on center, because that makes sense. Because I'm like, why is the field goal percentage just like slightly off? It must be taking off the heaves, like those 3-point shots at the end of quarters. That's fine though. Not really worried about it. 37 minutes a game, still 48% from the field, efficient, 24 points a game. So yeah, I'm not sure why that's a little different. Oh, because I'm looking at it all. Gotta go to regular season. Let's see if that changes anything. Just a little bit, 23-7. Yeah, that's better. Still very good though. And back, excellent. All right, now spotting up, he's just average, and I guess that's what the article meant with him off ball, where it becomes an issue, and basically it is. Posting up, he's very good. I want to do it on total possessions. Transition, he's average, which I guess he's older now, but still that's surprising. How old is DeMar? DeMar is 34, about to be 35. Wow, I did not know DeMar was 35, or about to be 35. And off screen, he's very good, but he doesn't do that most of the time. Pick and roll ball handler, spotting up, and he's not particularly good when he spots up. So when you think of places, he would need to go to a place where he could be either the primary or secondary, like similar to in Kyrie's position. Because if not, he's not going to be efficient at all. And then basically he's going to be upset and his career is going to just die down. Let's see what type of shots he gets. Catch and shoot. Yeah, so him being in a role player type of role, him being a role player is not going to work with this. I'm going to look at some other years just to see. Dribble jumper, I expected that to be good because I normally see him do that. Layup, good. Dunk is poor. That's surprising. But layups are good. Kind of, I honestly expected the dunks to be good too. But yeah, on a jump shot, he's not necessarily efficient on those. So when you think of him going somewhere else, that's the difference between somebody like him and Harrison Barnes. Barnes knows how to play his role. He can shoot. That's why they did well. Probably did well in the Warriors too, if I had to take a guess, because they could pass on the ball. He could shoot. He could score. He's just efficient while doing it. Now the problem here is DeMar isn't a shooter. He's a scorer, but he's not a shooter. That's why you see the pick and roll ball handling is excellent, but spotting up, he's just average player. So if a team tries to put him in that type of role, that's not going to work. Let's take a look defensively. Let's see if it's even worth it. He's good defensively, so that's workable. That's workable. But the thing is, when the rumors come up, DeMar to the Lakers or DeMar to a team that already has, usually it's the Lakers, but a team that already has a primary ball handler, it's not going, the fit doesn't happen. And I think, so getting off track just a little bit, so if you look at stuff like this, you can see why Russ did not fit. Because Russ, efficiency-wise, was just mostly just average. And then when you look at his plays types, yeah, it's pick and roll ball handling, but spot up it was never good, never a good portion of his game. So with DeMar, let's actually, before we talk over it, okay. So on defense, he's good. So we can work with that. That's different from Harrison. So, which makes sense. But I would like to see the years prior. So he was still very good. Excellent pick and roll, excellent isolation, spot up average. So that's probably, if I had to take a guess, the trend. And let's go. Yep. Well, spot up was actually very good this year. I don't know if they can, but you can. We'll look at one more. Yeah, but it looks like efficiency wise, he's a very good player. DeMar DeRozan. Spot up was good here as well. So maybe so right now he's trending down then. Nope, spot up's average. So I'm going to out of the 6 years I believe we just looked at, 4 of these years were average. So that's what I'm going to take as far as the efficiency metric. And he doesn't do it that often. And you can clearly see excellent pick and roll, excellent isolation. So a team that he could go to. Let's come back here. Let's come back here. So we don't necessarily have to look for a team that's only good offensively, but we need a team that doesn't necessarily have too many um, primary ball handlers or guys that do ISOs. Um, I wouldn't want him to go to Denver. That wouldn't fit. The good part is he's good defensively. Ah, team like the Orlando Magic. Let's take a quick look. And the same thing with the Houston Rockets. But the thing is, DeMar is 35, so you have to look at that. But defensively, Orlando Magic they are excellent. Offensively, we looked at the first part. They're average. So if we get a more efficient player in there, that should help. Now I know the Magic, they want to continue to help Paolo grow, and that's gonna take a second. But you can see some of their other players. Maybe somebody like, let me see. I want to see what Paolo and Cole did, because according to this list, they're out of the people that get the most possessions with the ball, they're the least efficient. And then Markel Fultz. So I'm not worried about Markel because they can clearly just bump him down. But I would like to see just their play types. Pick and roll ball handler. Very good spotting up. So I'm not sure what the trade would be, but this would be something to help the Magic, because you can get the ball out of Cole Anthony's hands and keep him. If he's good spotting up, let him spot up, and then you can take the ball out of his hands and he can just be on the side. Crazy part, he's very good at isolation, that's interesting, even though it's limited. All right, okay, but not to get off track. Same thing with Paolo. Average in the pick and roll, does it most of the time. Average in isolation. Good in transition, good in spotting up. I doubt this will be good for 2 years, because this first year should be his rookie year. Yeah, so I knew spot up was going to be below average. Let's look at Cole again real quick. I want to just see the year before. He was excellent in the pick and roll the year before, but average, and then below average on ISO. Okay, let's look at another year. Let's get more data on it. Average in the pick and roll, average isolation. Okay, so if he was to go to Orlando, Cole Anthony would need to be in that deal. But I don't know. It would have to be Cole Anthony, because is Cole Anthony good defensively? Let's just make sure of that first. No, he's not good defensively either. Oh no, that's 2000. Let's look currently. He was good defensively. Okay, that's an upgrade still. Paolo's gonna have the ball in his hand. We do get that, but on his team, DeMar is going to be a little bit more efficient with the ball in his hands, and he can get to a shot, and that could help a team like this out a ton, and just help them continue to grow. And then DeMar probably could show Paolo how to create more shots for himself. Another team, Houston Rockets, probably is another team, just being honest. They're young, very good defensively. Let's look at the box. Jalen Green, already know, not necessarily the most efficient guy, but Fred Van Fleet is a pretty efficient guy. So I would not want to take the ball out of Fred Van Fleet's hands. Jalen Green, they're probably going to give him another year just to see how he develops, and then they'll probably make a decision. They'll probably make a decision after this year. whether that be to extend him or whether that he's on the RJ Barrett circuit where we will pay you, but you're probably going to get off our team in the next year or two after that. But yeah, I like Fred, and the thing is, when I look at Fred's field goal percentage, it's not high, but it's not high because he and it's weird. It's usually not high because these guys they don't make the layups. It looks like just looking at on the chart. So and Fred's one of those guys because when you look at it, just jump shooting capabilities, really good. Good spotting up, good everything, and good in pick and roll as well. But when you actually look at the last portion to see why his field goal percentage is so low, yes, it's the layups for him. But the Rockets, that's another team. I'm not sure if you want to go back to Texas, but that's another team that could potentially. The only thing is, you're going to upset Jalen Green because Jalen Green's going to want the ball in his hands. And then you have to keep the ball in Fred VanVleet's hands. But DeMar is the better player. So honestly, it might not be a good fit. It might not, just for that fact. If you want to develop Jalen Green, see what he is, you're going to have to let him have the ball in his hands. And with DeMar being there, DeMar is the better player. So unless Fred was to get out the ball, but I wouldn't want that because he's more efficient. So that's probably wouldn't work. Orlando could work though. Cleveland could work depending on if Cleveland actually could work depending on Donovan leaves or not. Because Donovan leaves, they need another score. Beside and looking at Darius Garland. So let's think about Darius. So Darius is better when he's the primary ball handler, but if he's not, he's okay. He goes from being an all-star to being a good player, a little bit better than a role player, but not necessarily not even an almost all-star. Just he's a really good player. But Cleveland could be an option. 76ers, Knicks, no. Heat, everybody wants to go to Heat just where it is. Pelicans, no, because that's our next guy on the list, Brandon Ingram. That's his issue. Because Zion, when you look at Zion's stats, efficiency wise, he's good, and then you have McCollum, who's actually pretty good efficiency wise as well. So you don't need that. Suns probably trading for Beal in a second, but then there goes another issue. I do want to. What I need to do. I'm over here just thinking of a different series. I need to go team by team and see some guys. That'll take a minute though. The Clippers, no. Warriors. I don't think the Warriors. It seems like the Warriors. I don't know if they're going to try to play out Steph, Clay, and Draymond or what they're doing. To be honest. Lakers. Okay. Right now, Orlando looks like a good fit. If I had to take a pick, I would say Orlando. Yeah, a young team. Get a get a veteran guy in there, can score the ball, score it efficiently, and then create for other guys. Now he's gonna be creating for himself, but the double teams he draws could actually be really good for that team. And then and my thing is, it could show Paolo how to score. Because if Paolo's going to be that guy, they need to get him to the next level. All right, next person on the article, we sort of mentioned him, Brandon Ingram. He was on the thumbnail. Brandon Ingram, they said dispiriting playoff performances that we've seen from a star in recent years. But in 2022, had 27 points a game, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Let's see, 47, 40, and 83 shooting splits. They say Ingram's best days in New Orleans is over. It says Trey Murphy and Herb Jones fit as more logical fits on a high usage on ball version of Zion than Ingram. Yeah, because Zion's more efficient. But Ingram has been really efficient when Zion's out. The thing is, he becomes the third guy or second or third guy, and that's the problem. Let's see. Okay, let's look at Ingram. And Ingram is one of these guys, not necessarily a sleeper, because we know Brandon Ingram is good, but one of those guys. I think if he can get to his own team, he could he could really do some damage. Brandon Ingram is in the last year of his deal, so he is going to want. I don't know. I don't know if they break up that team just yet, or if they wait. But there could be a reason for a team to go get him. He's that he can be that type of guy. Let's let's go to Brandon real quick. So efficiency wise, offensively, he's average or very good. Oh yeah, looks like average. Okay. Man, I don't know what I was looking at. Was I looking at the year before? Oh, good. The year before, average. All right. Pick and roll ball handler, very good. Isolation, he was good. Now, I must have overlooked something because on his possessions, he's just average, and I don't necessarily care for that. And it makes sense because I think I put a question mark when I was looking at it. But his play types, pick and roll ball handler, I do like. Isolation is good. Shots, let's see what type of shots. Been average this year. I want to say in the past though. Let me look at the year before because the year before it did say good. Good was play types. Pick and roll ball handler, very good. Isolation, good. Spot up, excellent. Okay, shot types. Catch and shoot, yeah, because I'm thinking he's that type of shooter. I want to say that. Let's go back to regular season. I don't know why it keeps doing that. Very good, very good. Overall, it's still good. Let me see the year before. The year before is just average. Hmm. So this is interesting because he's very good in the pick and roll. He's typically good in the spot. A 3-year sample. He's been average, very good, and good. So we can average that to good. But this is very interesting because I might have to on the star thing I was looking at. I might have to take him off. Just looking a little bit deeper into it because he's not as efficient as I thought he was. Just looking at this just quick sample size on him. Let's go back to 23-24 and just average defensively. And again, just on a points per possession value basis. So for 36 million, am I going to? Because offensively on the pick and roll, he can lead the offense on the pick and roll. Isolation, he's good. Spotting up, shooting, he's good. And I'm just talking about this year in particular. And do I trade for him, knowing that he's nothing more than a good offensive player? I don't know if I don't know if I do. I truly don't. Let me see his first year when he got to New Orleans. When was that first year he gets there? 2019, 2020. Okay. Very good, very good. Because he would definitely have the ball in his hands. And he was very good. What was that year when he was with the Lakers with LeBron? He was good. Averaging the pick and roll, very good in isolation though. So if he can get back to the 2019-2020 version of himself, but again, he would have to be the number one guy. And is there a team that is willing to trade for him and then because if you trade for him, more than likely you're going to want to give him the next contract. So somebody like him wouldn't necessarily be going to a good team. Would he be a fit for Charlotte? He just average offensively, average defensively. Atlanta, I don't even know if I would want him and Trey on the same team because I'm assuming we're sending DeJounte. If we add to the Pistons and Wizards will take anybody they can get. I'll probably look at their teams more, but offensively he would help just because he's a better scorer than the guys on the Pistons. Let's just take a quick look just to because it's gonna be better than Cade, Ivy, Duran, Sasser, Boyan is good, but he's not a pick and roll guy. Yeah, he's gonna be a shooter for the team. Killian Hayes looks like he's about to be out the league. Marvin Bagley is a little bit more efficient than this year. Everybody thought. Kevin Knox is surprising, pretty efficient himself. Yeah, they need to score because Jaden Ivey is not that. Cade Cunningham to me is not the most efficient player. So need somebody. So that could be a team. But yeah, he would have to go back to the that 2019-2020 version of himself, where he's getting his shots. But yeah, he would have to be the main guy. And if Cade could play in a similar role to Lonzo, but Cade's going to want to score. Cade's going to want a max deal because the max deal should be coming up after this year for him, and Detroit probably have to give it to him. I would. Yeah, that's for another video. But yeah, Brandon Ingram, that would be interesting there. Washington Wizards, just want to take a quick look. Toronto, I would say no. Indiana, I would say no. And these are bottom defensive teams. Portland, I would say no. I think I can. Let's take a quick look. It's not like I don't have time. Bulls, no. No, because if I'm rebuilding everything, because if they're trying to get rid of Zach LaVine, DeMar, everybody like that, then no, I'm not doing that. Nets, I don't think I would trade McHale for him. Yeah, I don't think I would do that. Okay, Washington Wizards, defensively, we know they're poor. Offensively, well, you can't. Well, this is the makings of a bad team, people. If you are poor defensively and below average offensively, you are not going to win. All right, let's look at this. Kyle Kuzma. Was anybody? I know Denny Avia and Corey Kispert. Corey Kispert and Denny Avia are people I would be trying to trade for because efficiency wise, this is the second year in a row Corey Kispert has been efficient. Rookie year and this year, I would be trying to get him. Tyus Jones was efficient. It's Jordan Poole probably just let a lot of people down for being on his own team. I'm interested to see, was he his last year on the Ward? Well, not. I guess wouldn't be his last year because this year Draymond punched him. But I'll look at it still just to see. He was average. The year before that, he should be good. He was very good this year. Excellent in the pick and roll. Isolation, he was good. Just good in spot up. What about the year before that? Excellent spotting up. Pick and roll average. This is interesting because according to this, let me see, isolation average, and doesn't do it that much. I would have never, as far as the star thing, I would have been very hesitant to think he would have become a star. One, because his possessions, the point per possession is just average. And two, the isolation is not a major part of his game. The spotting up and looks like transition is. So when he goes to Washington and everything is average, isolation actually is good now, but pick and roll becomes average, transition's average. It's not really a shock, and he probably is a below average guy. So that's not really a shock when you actually look at it. Somebody like Kyle Kuzma, I wonder what he is actually good at. I guess I gotta let it populate. I know he's average. offensively. Spots up, just average. Transition, very good. Pick and roll ball handler. Isolation below. I expected that. But they're putting up shots. And this is why the team is losing. Because instead of Kyle Kuzma getting a bulk of these shots, people like Denny Avdia and Corey Kispert should be getting a ton of these shots. Because when you look at, and I'm going to show you both of these, and Denny Avdia was hurt, and then he came this year, and so good in his possessions, good off, and again this is offensively. Spotting up, he's very good. That is what you want. Pick and roll ball handler, you're not worried about that because he's playing his role. Transition, he is good. That's what you want. Cut, I don't like cut is below average, but he doesn't do it most of the time. He's usually spotting up or he's in transition. Isolation, don't care about because that's not his game. Corey Kispert, excellent in all his possessions. Okay? Actually, how many points a game did he score? 13. They need to try to see if they can get that up to like 16. Let's see. Let me go back to Denny. I want to see how many Denny. Oh, I was like, what? Denny averaged 14. Need to see. Well, yeah, that's about. Yeah, need to try to see if we can get these two guys more shots. If I'm the Wizards, especially just off the efficiency metrics. I really need to break down Corey Kispert's game, just because I know last year, was he not a rookie? I guess he wasn't a rookie last year. But one thing I did know, he was excellent on spotting up. Let me see his rookie year, if he was excellent then too. He was very good, and that's a very telling sign, especially as a rookie, to be very good at shooting the ball on the NBA level. Yeah, that's a telling sign. Somebody like him is somebody I would be trying to get. Now, defensively, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing's as bad, but yeah, below average. But offensively, I'd be trying to get him because I think I can offset how well he plays offensively. I'm pretty sure I can offset his defense or cover for him or get some guys that can cover for him. Yeah, because it's just a value to have him on the court because he's spacing the court and he's hitting his shots. Let's see, 48% from the field. What do you shoot from the three? 38 from the three, and I feel like that's a down year for him. Let's look. Corey Kispert. Let's see, what Corey? 8, 11, 13, 35 from three, 42 last year, 38 this year. Yeah. Yeah, this is somebody, and his field goal percentage is high, especially for a shooter. So this is somebody I would want. I'm not sure why his free throws are down this year, but or percentage was down this year, but this is somebody I would be trying to go get. I'm not saying I know all, but I know he's somebody I'd be trying to go get. Let's see. Tyus Jones. Let's look. I didn't realize I didn't realize this was where he was. But maybe that is, let me see, defensively average. Now, maybe this is the reason. Obviously, this is the reason they were losing. Tyus isolation is very good. Pick and roll is very good. Tyus needs to be running offense. Let me see something. Average pick and roll, very good in transition. Excellent miscellaneous. Isolation poor. Yeah, isolation is not a part of his game. Spot up very good. Transition very good. Okay. Excellent spotting up. Good in pick and roll. Okay, so yeah, he's just a role player. His pick and roll was good this year. His spot up was just average this year. But so he doesn't necessarily run offense. He just was good offensively this year. But Corey Kispert is a guy I'd be trying to go get. And we know where Gafford's at now. You can see how high his efficiency is. Same with Bagley. Actually, so wait, is Bagley on Detroit or is he on? Let me check. Okay, he's on Washington right now. Defensively, is Bagley bad? He's actually good. Bagley might be a guy to go get then. What's Bagley contract on? If his defense is turned around, because that's what everybody. Or actually, let me look to see if his defense turned around or everybody just been bashing him for it. And his defense was never that bad. Let's see. Good in Detroit. Okay, so average. Below. Okay, so his defense was bad. It says excellent right here. He was hurt one of these years though, if I remember right. And rookie year was poor. It's not as bad as people were saying then. Yeah, because offensively, we know what Bagley can be. Offensive putbacks, rebounds, cutting. He definitely needs to get up. Pick and roll man, but this is somebody to the high efficiency guys I like, especially for the big men, especially on the points per possession value chart. I like my big man being excellent. Excuse me. Just because, yeah, the more efficient they can be, I know I can throw them lobs, and I know I can get them easy buckets, especially if they're going to run the court. I don't know why I feel like I just choked on nothing. Maybe I was talking too much. Oh, man. Body hurting. Okay, let's go back. Marvin Bagley might be another guy I'd be looking at. Where is Gal? I thought Gallinari was on the Bucks. He is. And below average this year, but I can see why. But did he play that often? Yeah, he only had 53 possessions. That's why. In Washington, at least he had 165. Before he got hurt, before he got hurt, Gallo is one of those guys that was really good, and I think I would like to see. Let me look at this OKC year. Excellent. Very good spotting up, pick and roll, isolation. So, like a high value role player plus, but your big man I like to post up, but he does more. He does both. So, but as you see, this is why OKC was good that year with Chris Paul and him. He was on the team too. Gallo's just now defensively, I don't know how good average, but offensively, for me, that makes up for most of it. But yeah, Bagley, I would take a shot. I would just take a shot if they haven't signed him already. Is Rashawn Holmes? Where's Rashawn Holmes at? Is he on this team? Cause that's another guy, just another big guy. I would go. I think I would go get. Let me check just to make sure. Oh, cutting is below average? Really? Yeah, I can't get you if you. Whoa. Okay, hold up now. 23, 24. Oh, is that who they? Oh, that might be who they made the trade for, and that might be the reason they made the trade. Let me see. Oh, okay. No. Let me look at this year. Excellent. Okay, no. Okay, so typically he is excellent. Whew. But average, he's still average on his cuts though. Yeah, that's the problem from a big man. Yeah, because you'll be doing that most of the time along with the pick and roll. That might be the reason you got traded, but okay. Let's get off of them. Okay. Blazers, another team for Brandon Ingram. Hey, almost forgot this was about Brandon Ingram. Below average, below average defensively and poor offensively. A bad combination. All right, you have Jeremy Grant, pretty efficient guy. Anthony Simons, we looked at him the other day. I can't remember if he was just average or if he was good. Average. Let's see. DeAndre Ayton, kind of know what he is. Scoot. Terrible year, but as I mentioned before, don't give up on Scoot yet, just because if you look at somebody to compare him to Russ, and as a metrics wise, Russ is even his MVP season. If you look at him on points per possession value, he was just average. So I wouldn't give up on him because that's kind of what his play style is. You just gotta hope he develops into that guy. But hopefully he's a little bit more efficient than what Russ is, because as you can clearly see, it doesn't really lead to a championship. So, um, Jeremy Grant's probably a guy people are going to. Let me see as far as trades. I forgot. Didn't I have a trade calculator up here? Oh, I might have moved it. Ah, I can get it back. Jeremy Grant. Let's take a look. He's probably not going anywhere. Probably. But would you trade him for Brandon Ingram to get younger at the position? You would definitely get younger because Brandon is, how old is Brandon? Brandon's 26. This year he'll play at 27. Jeremy is 30. So, would you trade him to a place like the Pelicans? Let's take a look. You trade. Do I have other teams up here? Oh, didn't I already look at Detroit? Yeah, I already looked at Detroit. Let's take them off. Spurs. Yeah, let's look at Spurs again. Okay, let's take a look at Jeremy, because I'm assuming this is probably good. Okay, good as far as his possessions. Defensively, how is he? Average defensively. Okay. Play types. Spots up. Excellent. Like to see that high value player. Pick and roll average. Don't need him to do that. Isolation below average. What types of shots does he like? Catch and shoot very good. Unguarded. Excellent. Honestly, I wasn't expecting that, to be just completely honest. Let me look at the year before. Very good, very good. Huh. Spot up. Oh, I see why teams are trying to trade for Jeremy Grant. Only thing is, his defense not as good as I would thought? Maybe not. Let me check. Let me see what it was in Detroit. So offensively, good. Average defensively, though. Play types. Let's go back. Good spotting up. Okay, so yeah, that might be the problem. He's in the wrong role right now. Because right now he's in a scoring role. But if you put him and spot him up, he could be really good. Huh, this is interesting. Let's say, let's go back. Okay, let me look at this Denver when he doesn't have the ball. That's why Denver's been good. That's why they were good with them. This makes sense. Excellent in those possessions. You know, the crazy thing is, I feel like I've always viewed Jeremy Grant as a non-shooter, and I might be wrong. Let me see something. Shot 40% from 3 this year. Jeremy's 6'7", plays power forward, small forward. Let's look. Okay. Yeah, I've been viewing him wrong for a while now. Yeah, because 39, 30, basically 39, 39, 35, 35, and has shot 40% from 3 in the past 2 seasons. I've been looking at this man entirely wrong. This man has been, but he is in the wrong role though. This Denver role right here, this is probably closer to where he should be at. And I mean for like points a game, probably anywhere between 12 and 15. Because as far as your lead person, you want them to be able to start your offense. And if he's scoring 21 points a game, spotting up in transition, which is good, but it's not going to lead to wins, clearly. You can see Portland is struggling. Detroit has been struggling for years. And when he was in that role with Denver, you can see how Denver is that playoff type of team. So, okay, so that would be Jeremy Grant would be another player to go get. That would be when you look at players on other teams. Just looking at his play types on spotting up is excellent. I love seeing that. Yeah, he's a guy. Now the thing is, would I spend $36 million on a high value player? Depends on my team. It really depends on my team because I need to be the opposite of these teams. I need to be one of these defensive teams that need a guy. Let's see. I don't think the Celtics would need him. The Nuggets. The Nuggets. I got to see Aaron Gordon how efficient he is. Cavs, of course. If Cavs could get him, they would. They would. Actually, it would work if, but Donovan's not going to Portland, so they would need to be a three-team trade. I don't know how that will work. I don't. I would have to see who that third team is because Donovan's not going to Portland. So if Donovan signs for whatever, it's going to have to offset Jeremy. So you're going to have to add another player into that deal. Plus, whatever the other team gives up, they're probably going to want picks plus whatever. So and then you need a contract that's high enough. Let me see. Can we see the highest contracts? Active contracts in the league. Okay, we have. I like to do it by this. Bradley Beal's not going anywhere. We know that. Paul George potentially could be on the move, but I'm pretty sure Paul George is just playing into he wants the max. And this will probably be his last max contract, so he wants it. You have Rudy. They can't get rid of Rudy. If Kyrie, not getting rid of him. Desmond Bain. Would I get rid of Desmond Bain? He's still young. I don't know if I would get rid of him because he was pretty solid and then he was playing outside of his role. Klay Thompson. Man. Jeremy Grant for Klay Thompson. You get a bigger guy. And I'm pretty sure they'll flip that contract into, well, actually, Klay is probably, I think Klay was on the last year of his deal. So unless Klay wanted to sign for another, basically he would have to sign for another 30-something million, then have a team. No, because he's still on, so he has one more year on his deal. Okay. So he has 43 million. Yeah, if the Warriors, it would be a 13 trade again because, or they would, what's that thing where they stretch contract or however they do it. And then so Clay could go to any team but the Warriors. Man, let me look at Clay's efficiency because honestly, just being honest, that looks like that would be the move to get Jeremy. Let me look at Clay. Clay was good. Jeremy was good, so that's not saying too much. Off screens, very good. Spotting up, he was good. Pick and roll ball handler, yeah, we know. 2022, off screen is average. Spot up, he was very good. So offensively, he's kind of still there because I know he's not this guy. He's not even this guy anymore. Yeah, where he was very good offensively. I wonder this year he's still good offensively. I wish Jeremy Grant was just good offensively. Defensively, oh, they have Clay very good defensively. I was not expecting that. Has he's below average last year? Okay, that was expected. About the year before that, below average. Okay, and that was the first year he came back, and he should be very good this year. Okay, Now, if Clay's very good defensively, I'm all for keeping Clay. Just being honest. If he's back to that version of him, yeah, we'll keep Clay. Keep Clay for another year and then see what he does this next year because he is 34, and I would rather just keep Clay and keep Steph happy than get rid of Clay and then Steph is upset and then Steph can go somewhere else. So yeah, if he's still very good defensively, yeah, I'm definitely keeping Clay. And I know he's just only good offensively, but maybe he has potential to get back there. But he is getting older, so if I'm the Warriors, I wouldn't do that trade just on that fact right there. But yeah, Jeremy, that would be interesting. The Nuggets, I wanted just to look at Aaron Gordon because that's where the trade would be. And it would have to be for him. But no, he's very good offensively. He's excellent defensively. Aaron Gordon isn't going anywhere. Isn't going anywhere. Michael Porter is a shooter. He's excellent as well. Not going anywhere. And this is why this team does well. Now Reggie, looking at this, might be off the team next year because that right there has to be below average. Yeah, so he's probably gone. Okay, now that I think about it, this is supposed to be about Brandon Ingram, and we somehow got off of Brandon Ingram. Okay, so Brandon Ingram's not going to the Nuggets. I know that. Brandon Ingram to the Spurs. I don't even know if this is a team I originally even even put for him because I think I went on Jeremy Grant tangent because Jeremy Grant needs to get out of there too. He's not going to OKC. I don't even know why I picked OKC. He's not going there. Um. Oh, I picked OKC because I just wanted to see. I wanted to see the efficiency. Yeah, because you have Shea, Chet, Jalen, all excellent. Giddy, who they're probably getting rid of. Lou was good. Isaiah was excellent. Kaysen was excellent. Aaron Wiggins was excellent. They just had so many guys that were really good offensively this year. So yeah, they're not going. Those guys not going anywhere. Um, Same thing with Timberwolves. You're not trading them. You're not trading. You're not trading Ingram for Cat. You're not trading Ingram for not even Nas Reed right now. Conley, no. Jaden, definitely not. Nikhil, I wouldn't do it. Yeah, because the contracts don't match up. And then if he's going to mess up my flow offensively because he wants the ball, yeah, I'm not doing that. So I wouldn't trade him to Minnesota. Now Jeremy, if we're talking about Jeremy Grant, I'm trying to think. Only position you probably really would take is a J.D. McDaniels or a Nas Reed, but the money doesn't match up, so that's not working. A Keldon Johnson. Let me look at him now. Back to Brandon Ingram. A Keldon Johnson swap because he was good offensively. What's his play type? Averaging the spot up, transition, very good pick and roll ball handling. Let me see how he played the year before. Average spot up, so he's a role player. He scores the ball, but he's a role player. Pick and roll, good. Isolation, good. Okay. If Keldon Johnson never played for the Lakers, I do not remember that. Okay. If he ever played for Orlando, I don't remember that. I only remember him on San Antonio, so I don't know what those other stats are. Excellent spotting up. Very good this year, but still, clearly, role player. And that's why I kept saying role player. Spotting up is what you do primarily, you're a role player. So Keldon Johnson, no, there's nobody else I can think of that for that team. That because Devin Vassell, I wouldn't. If I'm the Spurs, I'm not trading him. But except if you want to trade him to the Hawks, because I think Devin Vassell and Wemby could actually be a nice punch once Wemby gets his efficiency up offensively. I wonder. Actually, let me take a quick look at Devin Vassell defensively just to make sure. He's very good defensively. Yes, let's go get Hawks. I don't know if I'm only right now. I have 2 subscribers, but if we can go get Devin Vassell, please go get that man. I don't know how we could get him, but just go get him. Okay. All right. Let's try to finish this article out. Who I have? Clint Capella next for the Atlanta Hawks. Yeah, I'll trade Clint for Vassell, but let's see what they say. Because we have the young guy, McConkle, and we can keep him. The Hawks brought a restructuring in the contract by trading Trey or DeJounte. Clint Capella's stint is nearly its conclusion. Boom, 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 boom. Capella limited offensive game, but we already knew that. Onyeka, 4 years, $62 million. Okay, what is Capella making? That would probably help. Because I would assume he's making around 25 if I had to take a guess. Yeah, 22 last. Make sure. Yeah, last year of his deal. Oh no, that was Clay's. No, hold up a second. Let me go back. Oh, Clay's unrestricted, so there's none of everything I said earlier is not going to work in trades, and I wouldn't trade him anyway. So I didn't even read this right. Yeah, they can't trade Clay. Okay, back to Clint. So he's unrestricted after this year, so we could trade him to a team that needs a big. Let's look at Clint real quick. Clint Capella. Very good. I expect that from somebody like him. Offensive putbacks below average is god awful. I don't know why that's so bad. Pick and roll man is good. Transition very good. So if we do need to get off of him, let's go ahead and get off of him. Okay, but the year before, pick and roll was excellent. I can't remember if Clint was hurt this year. It looks like let's go actually look at his stats. Oop. And get a better picture if he was actually hurt or not. Average 11 and 10. I think usually in like 12 rebounds. Yeah, 11, 12. Okay. 10.7 for his career. That's okay. 11, 12. Cool, 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 cool. All right, 57%. Yeah, 57%. Honestly, for someone like him, is pretty low. And that's crazy to say that, but yeah, that's pretty low. Defensively, what is he like? Very good defensively that year. All right, let's go this current year. Is defensively he's still good? Average defensively. Okay, but he's usually. Oh no. Clint, don't tell me just good defensively. Very good. Okay, it's like it varies. But this past year he was just average. But offensively he's very good on the metrics. So I don't know who I would trade Clint for, but who's a team that would need a big guy who is only average offensively? Now, he's very good offensively from efficiency, but his skill set, he's not really doing much. Jared Allen is better offensively than him, and it's redundant right here. Not happening, not happening, not happening, not happening. Houston Rockets, you got Jabari, Shingun, not happening, not happening. Hartenstein will be somebody, he's going to make some money this offseason, especially from his playoffs. Heat, they run Bam, so there'll be no. Pelicans, I don't know if they have a defensive. Let me look at their roster. I don't know if they have a defensive guy. Because I know they have Valanciunas, but I don't think they have a big. You have Larry Nance, but defensively, this will be somewhere he could go. I would want back Trey. I would want back Trey Murphy, but we're not getting him. But this is somewhere seriously that he could potentially go. Now I wouldn't. Let me look at Jonas, because I wouldn't want to give up Jonas. Very good offensively. What is he defensively? He's good defensively. So I wouldn't try to give him up because just for this part, he's in the post up is very good. Pick and roll man, very good. I like Jonas. I like his offensive game. I wouldn't try to get rid of. Yeah, and it's probably that wouldn't happen. I couldn't see. I would have to. Larry Nance. You would have to really build this trade out, and then it just wouldn't work because Larry Nance. How much is Larry getting paid? Because if it's anywhere close to 20 million, that's a trade right there. Yeah, 11 million. So you need to add somebody else to that deal, and there's nobody really. Can I on this look at just teams contracts for teams? So, all right, team ranking cat tracker. I don't know if I got just that quick. I don't know how I do that. What team I'm looking at? Pelicans. Okay. Okay. Now the thing is, I don't know the divisions like that, so let me hopefully I luck up on the Pelicans. Ah, there we go. The last one. All right. Let's look at this. Actually, this is something very interesting that I like this. What I don't like is Jonas is unrestricted free agent. Oh, is that 20? Oh, is that this upcoming? Yeah, this upcoming season. Eee. We'll do a sign and trade. I'll take him. Yeah, they really don't. They don't really have it because I wouldn't trade Herb Jones either. So they really don't have it. But that would be as far as a big guy that can block shots and whatnot. Clint is supposed to. So that might be an option for them. They just have to think about it. Phoenix Suns, they would probably try to get anybody they can get. I don't know how they would trade. I don't know how they would trade though. Good defensively, but that doesn't really matter because you have Grayson Allen, super high value role player. I like him. Bradley Beal looks like he was better offensively than people give him credit for. You have Kevin Durant, Devin Booker. Let me see if was Brad. Let me see if he was good or very good according to. Okay, they have him at good. All right. Eric Gordon. You really don't have anybody here. Well, because man, I wish Bol would actually play right. He should get efficiency. Well, man. He needs to go to a young team. Or actually, before I say that, let me check just to make sure. Year before, he was average. Detroit, I don't even remember him on Detroit. Denver, he was very good at Denver. Below average. He's wishy washy. Yeah. What about this year? No, so he goes from very good to bad. Very good to bad. Ugh. Yeah, but he has all the talent in the world. Spot up, transition, cut, all the talent in the world, man. Guarded 45%, unguarded 43%. That's honestly just really big man too. Does Bobo have another year with the team? He doesn't. Man. Hey Hawks. Um, if we wanted to get a promising player, let's go get Bobo. Especially if nobody else is going to sign him. Defensively, let's take a look before I say all this. Bobo, how are you defensively? You're average defensively. What? Makes no sense, Bo. Why are you average defensively? Very. Oh God. So, wait a minute. Wait a minute. So, are you going to go from no? Why is it stay the regular season? So he goes from. Okay, so when you first got in the league, you were below average defensively with Denver. Then you got the good. Okay. Then you go to Detroit. Don't do anything, but you go to Orlando and you're very good. And you go to Phoenix and you're just average. Just again on a points per possession value chart. Yeah, Hawks. Let's go get this man. Um, he might be average defensively, but some years Bobo plays in every other year. So next year he's not going to be good, but the year after that he'll be good for us. So yeah, it's just honing in this skill from Bobo. Bobo should be, man, he should be like Wimby out there. To be honest with you, he really should be. I wish he was because I feel he has all the talent in the world. But I don't know if it's opportunity, but it has to be more than that. Just because a coach would have gotten him in the game, but obviously when you see those bottom metrics of him being bad defensively, his first 2 years, I see why Denver wasn't playing him. But he should have been offensively. He's too good. I would try to go get him in free agency if I'm the Hawks, and just try to figure that out, something like that out. Because somebody like him, even if he's necessarily, you could play him as a four, so Okongwu could play. Let me see how Okongwu is offensively. I don't know how to spell that man's name. Where's the article at? So, yeah, because I wonder if. Let me go back to Clint. If you play Okonkwo, because he's gonna be very good. He should be very good offensively as well, right? Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Oh, actually, he's excellent offensively. So that's why they're talking about getting rid of Clint. Okay. Which makes sense. But defensively, oh, he's no, 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 no. Can't get rid of Clint if that happens. Oh, come on. Hold on. Okay, so typically you're very good. Okay, you're good. That was his rookie year. Okay, so if Onyeka can be good, we need Onyeka to be very good. Because if Bobo has lapses, we need him to cover. But that means Bobo can play the four. But then you still have. So if Bobo plays the four, you still have Jalen Johnson who's playing the four. Can Jalen Johnson play the three? That's the question. Jalen Johnson cannot play the three. According to this, he does not play the three well. Let me check just last year just to make sure. Transition, no. So he can't play the three. I swear. Yeah, Jalen Johnson can't play the three. Okay, because he can't shoot. Man. Yeah, because I feel like he's a good asset to have on the team. You just can't. Somebody has to know how to get the talent that he has and make him work. I don't know. I don't know how you do it because he's what 7'2". He's 7'2". He can move 7'3", 220. Can move 42% from three, 61% from the field. This is. You gotta find a way. You gotta find a way to get him on the court. In 10 minutes a game, he averaged 5 points. If you really think about it, so in 30 minutes he can average 15. You'll take that. I'm pretty sure if he could get on the court and get some minutes, he could actually, and maybe that's why he plays like that, because he shot 71% from two, 42 from three, and he's 7'3". 7'3", right? Yeah, this would be a guy, and I know everybody, and obviously there's something that's going on there, but he's a guy. I feel like you always take a chance on, and then he has that bad year, and it's like, man, I shouldn't have took a chance on him. But for him to be that size and be able to shoot, be able to score the way he does, I think a team should take a chance, and I think specifically the Hawks, so we can go get this man. Because if he played on $2 million this year, would he be willing to play for 5, 6 with the Hawks? Give him an upgrade. So yeah, I would take the bet. I would take the bet, especially for a big man like that. And then you're still building your front line. And Yeka's only 6'9", so they can cover for each other. But the thing is, Jalen Johnson is probably starting, but Jalen Johnson can't shoot, and Bowl can shoot, and that's the so when we had John Collins a couple years back, I'm pretty sure John was excellent in all his possessions this year. What was he with Atlanta last year? He was very good. Very good. And we trade him. And we get rid of him. But he spot up, he was below average. Okay. Makes me feel a little better, to be honest. Transition, I knew he was excellent. But still, efficiency-wise, he was still excellent, though. Spot up, he was just average. Okay, so he wasn't as good a shooter as I thought. But still, efficiency-wise, he was good. Excellent. Man, I don't... I know they want to reset. You got Jalen Johnson. I hope Jalen Johnson... I'm a Hawks fan, so I really hope he turns out to be that guy. But, man, I could see Bobo easily being like a reclamation product somewhere, and like going somewhere. Like somebody needs to give him minutes. That's the thing. A team has to be willing to sign him and give him minutes, let him mess up, and then figure it out. Because if you're only playing 10 minutes a game, every time you go out there, you're tentative because you're scared. Sometimes, well, some people are, and then some people just gonna shoot the ball. They don't care. They like have 10 minutes so I can get as many shots as I can. But if you let him play free out there, he might be able to be special for you. Just don't know. So, Hawks, I know you're not listening right now, but that would be somebody I would be trying to go get. I like Bo. Okay, but back on Clint. Clint needs to go to a team that needs a rim protector or a backup big, and a backup big. He probably gonna have to go to somewhere that possibly could win, because the thing is he's still commanding $20 million this year. But I agree, especially in the last year of his deal. This needs to be his last year with the Hawks, and we appreciate what Clint has done for us, but this needs to be his last year. Last guy on the list, probably not going to be much to talk about, but Dwight Powell. What did they say? Dwight Powell, big man of 5, currently collecting checks from the same team, paying him in 2014. Okay. So, yeah, the problem is, like they said right here, you have Derek Lively, who's definitely getting minutes from now on, Daniel Gafford, and who is the other guy I was talking about the other day who has not been showing up for the Mavs? He just Maxi Kleber. He's not going to get any playing time. He said, if things go that way, we could be looking at a Udonis Haslem situation. First off, Udonis Haslem was actually a good player. Okay? And I think Dwight is actually, all NBA players are good players, but he was actually, okay, wait a minute now. Might have spoke too soon. Wait a minute. I like the excellent from the big man. Let me see the play type now. I know he's not. I know he shouldn't be posting up. I don't like that. Cut should always be high. Now he was hurt. Obviously he was hurt because we're looking at the possessions. The possessions are not high at all. Yeah, 181 is not high. Let me get a year that he's with some proper possessions. Did he not play this year? What's going on? Okay, 409. That's still not a lot, but he's probably a role. Not probably. He is a role player. Pick and roll. Yep. So there we go. Pick and roll man. Excellent. Cut. This would be a good just trade for a guy to have a backup big. But if I'm the Mavs, I might as well just keep him if I'm gonna do that. Yeah, because he's excellent in his possessions. Yeah, I'm just gonna. If I'm the Mavs, I'm just gonna keep him. Let me look at him defensively. Let's see. Very good defensively in 2021. 2022, he was average. This year, he's probably just average. Let me see. Let's see if he's okay. So it looks like he's not necessarily the best defensively. So offensively, he's good. Not the best defensively. That's fine. He's a backup guy. So yeah, if I'm the Mavs, I'm not letting this man go. Yeah, not if I can only for 4 7 million, especially what the contracts are now. Yeah, yeah. If I'm the Mavs, yeah, Dwight Powell's staying right on the team, not going anywhere. Especially if he's going to be efficient like this, 67% from the field. Yeah, that's the thing I was just talking about. Bowl shot 61% from the field. Excuse me. So and then he shoots threes too, but Powell does not shoot threes. Powell, yeah, 1 for 3 on the season. So yeah, he doesn't shoot threes. But so again, article on Bleacher Report called NBA players who've been in the same place too long. They have five. They listed 5 players that they believe should be in different situations or possibly in different situations. Agree with some others. We can go back through the list real quick. We have Harrison Barnes, offensively, really good, actually excellent on a metric standpoint. Defensively, very bad on the metric standpoint. So it's trying to find somebody that replaces. If the Kings were to trade him, it would obviously be for somebody better defensively, but they wouldn't want to lose too much offensively. DeMar DeRozan, as we've seen, very good offensively, good defensively, but he needs the ball in his hands. Does not shoot well spotting up, which allows him, if you make him a third option, he's just going to be frustrated and it's not going to be a good season for him, clearly. Brandon Ingram, kind of same thing, but he's currently in that second, third option role, which is hampering some of his abilities. He needs to go somewhere where he's the primary option, at worst, second option, so he can handle some ball handling duties and make sure he has some offense. Clint, I like Clint. I'm an Atlanta fan, but as our team changes, Clint's on last year of his deal, so we need to make sure we get something back for him. And he probably needs to go to a contender or be a backup big somewhere. And because he'll be efficient offensively for him and should give him somewhat of defense. And the White Powell's not going to get anywhere. Efficient guy, you don't have to pay that much to. I'll say I'm not sure if they realize, but contracts are in the 300 millions for the major guys, and they said he's going to make 7. He has a $4 million player option. He's going to pick that up. Yeah, I was like, promise him 7 million over the next 2 years. If I'm the Mavs, I'm doing that in a heartbeat. Just Dwight. Hey man, it was a year. My backup big. If we need you, hey, come out and perform. And it looks like that's what he does. But that's the day. This is the rundown report with Terry Williams on the Bleacher Report today, and we will try to do this at least once a week. You never know with me. Let me say I say that. Next thing you know, it'll be once a month.